Welcome to Goldengames, bringing you detailed guides on the latest homebrew and jailbreaking for your favorite consoles: PS3, PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Nintendo. If you're ready to unlock your console's full potential, you're in the right place. So hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into the world of Jailbreak. What we know about PS5 hypervisor exploit for 1.01 to 2.50 firmwares. The PS5 hypervisor exploit for 1.xx, 2.xx firmwares is a breakthrough in the PS5 homebrew and hacking scene. Here's what we know so far. Firmware limitations. The exploit only applies to older firmware versions, 1.xx and 2.20. So PS5's updated to newer versions won't be compatible with this particular exploit. The exploit makes use of vulnerabilities found in these early system versions, which Sony has since patched in later updates. Hypervisor level access. The exploit targets the PS5's hypervisor layer, a high-level system security feature that manages hardware resources and virtual machines. By gaining hypervisor access, hackers have the potential to interact with hardware directly, which is necessary for low-level modifications like running custom code, dumping system resources, and potentially developing a kernel-level jailbreak. Homebrew and development potential. With this level of access, developers could create homebrew applications or custom firmware. This could open up the PS5 to emulators, custom themes, or other modifications not typically allowed by Sony. Security precautions. Sony's hypervisor is highly secure, meaning any exploit at this level must be highly sophisticated and tailored specifically for the PS5 architecture. As a result, this exploit remains complex and may require significant technical knowledge to implement safely. The PS5 hypervisor exploit is like cracking open a treasure chest for the modding community, but the loot isn't all accessible yet. If fully developed, this exploit could enable homebrew apps, emulators, and custom software, bringing the PS5 into a whole new realm of possibilities. However, playing official PS5 PKG games remains a steep challenge. Those games are locked tight with Sony's encryption and server checks, which this exploit alone might not bypass. For now, it's a promising step toward PS5 customization, but the real power may unfold only in future updates. Gamers and developers are watching closely. This is just the beginning of what could be an epic game of cat and mouse with Sony. Potential risks. Users attempting to use the exploit could face risks like bricking their consoles or exposing themselves to security vulnerabilities, especially since this kind of exploit bypasses several of Sony's protections. Support more firmwares, offsets. To support additional firmware versions with this PS5 hypervisor exploit, developers need to identify the specific offsets and memory addresses associated with the hypervisor and other system modules for each targeted firmware. This process involves reverse engineering newer firmwares. Firmware updates often adjust system offsets, memory addresses, and security mechanisms, making earlier exploits incompatible with later versions. Reverse engineering these changes allows developers to map out new offsets, locating vulnerabilities consistently. To keep the exploit functional across multiple firmwares, it's necessary to find stable and recurring vulnerabilities that persist despite firmware updates. This could involve memory overflow points, logic flaws, or privilege escalation bugs. Maintaining compatibility with kernel and hypervisor changes. Each PS5 firmware update may include adjustments to the hypervisor's architecture. Developers will need to keep pace with these adjustments to ensure stability across versions without affecting core functionality. Collaborating across the community. Supporting more firmwares requires extensive testing, which is why community collaboration is so valuable. The scene often uses forums and repositories to pool resources and verify compatibility with multiple firmware versions. While expanding the exploit's compatibility to newer firmwares may take time, ongoing developments in the scene could broaden its usability, opening up possibilities for more users in the homebrew community to benefit from this exploit. Stay tuned for updates from trusted developers and sources in the homebrew community, as this exploit could evolve into a more accessible tool for homebrew enthusiasts. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. And if you know anyone who might be interested in this, feel free to share it with them. It really helps grow our community. Thanks again for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.